Через 5 минут начну, пока что можете собираться на стрим. Так, у меня уже 5 минут. рассказываю, что вообще сегодня будем заниматься. Сегодня у нас стрим. Не знаю, сколько будет по времени. Ну, надеюсь, наверное, также 7-8 часов. И будем смотреть интервью с канала Афразиром от разработчиков плодов литературного клуба и разработчиков модификации Salvation. Если время хватит, я еще посмотрю тоже интервью от разработчиков Мир Греза. Вот, это первый момент. Второй момент. Будем смотреть на английском языке. Причина. У меня нет возможности установить сюда Яндекс.Браузер. Ну, чтобы мы смотрели это с русским, так сказать, переводом от нейросетей. Это первый момент. Точнее, подпункт для второго. И к этому же пункту в том, что у меня... Я не хочу смешивать в голове речь, которая будет на английском языке оригинальной, и перевод нейросетей на русский язык. Поэтому, если извините... Так что просто будем смотреть в оригинале. Потому что надо какой-то контент смотреть. А не тупо сидеть, модификации проходить и все остальное. Ну, разрабатывать модификации тоже. Ну что ж, давайте будем смотреть в обычной скорости, потому что я не хочу это все на x n скорости это ставить, поэтому... Всем приятного просмотра, и я приступаю к просмотру первого интервью с разработчиком модификации плодов литературного клуба, которого проходил Дима Джи, а также проходил я на своем канале. Все, давайте. Так, походу качество у нас хреновое, да? А, так... Ну ладно, ну давай 144p, если он сможет работать. Или что, мне сидеть скачивать этот ролик надо? Да. У меня тут просто никаких не стоит программ, там, типа, по работе с Ютубом. Хотя у меня тут он спокойно работал. Ну-ка. Ну давай заново начнем. Ты что, неужели этот? Ну давай F5 тогда, раз уж ты.
What's up, everybody?
There he is in all his glory. Here we have Bug in the call too.
Да, походу все хреново, как говорится. Так. Мадам. Походу, видимо, ролики надо скачивать. Если еще будет возможность их скачать. Ладно, окей. Подождите, давайте сейчас тогда скачаю эти ролики и будем тогда их смотреть. Достав уже со своим Hey Guys. Тогда будем по ссылке скачивать. Ладно, раз уж так, качать видео отсюда. Понятно, в MP4 только может скачать. Не надо нам билеты идти. 1 час 10 минут. И сколько ты скачиваться это все будешь? Да. Не подумал об этом моменте. Или что, этот возиться? Ясно. Еще и сайт не хочет. Ладно. Тогда кое-что я хочу сделать. Но это займет какое-то время. Ну ладно. Так, где это у меня находится? Где-то у меня тут находится. А пока что могу открыть. Пачку. Куда-то упала. Ладно, окей, хорошо. Надеюсь, оно сработает. Потому что иначе я даже не знаю, что делать. Так. Так, теперь давай. Дай-ка пока что чуть-чуть выключу тебя. Ну, чтобы. Ну, вроде как сработало. Смотрим.
Hey guys, what is up? Zero here, and welcome to, well, not welcome back, the interview with the creator of Fruits Allergy Club, American Eagle, or the American Eagle, if you're going by the Reddit name.
What's up, everybody?
Да, все.
There he is, in all his glory. Here we have,
Пускай уже 144p будет уж хотя бы так.
I wanted to point it out before someone asked the question, who's the turnip that's sitting there? Bug.
Oh yeah, they can see the call. I kind of forgot
Yeah,
about
that's
that.
the problem with Bug being here. He's just in the call.
Quick, someone share a screen.
That's rude. Anyway, we have about 15 questions for Mr. Eagle.
Oh, okay.
5 of them were collected from my comments. I think they were the last 5. Yeah, the last 5 were collected from the comments. And, well, no, wait, no, the last 4, because the 5th one was something I added.
Okay.
And the first 10, I think, are mine. So, yeah, and some of the ones that I chose, guys, don't worry, it's some questions obviously you all wanted to know. I saw the comments, I read them all. I just don't reply to some of them.
Hopefully, Zero doesn't ask any questions that give you guys too much spoilers. Because I told him I'd answer any question he really wants me to hear, regardless of spoilers.
God. I mean,
story. So, I actually joined the Doki Doki modding community back in January 2017. It was actually a little bit after my father dying, and I had to make the decision to pull the plug on him because I'm the oldest in the family. I had gotten severely depressed, and I watched one of my favorite YouTubers at the time, which was Somewhere Doing Gamers. He was playing Doki Doki Literature Club, and he did his series, and once kind of everything was going on, I decided to try and play it myself. I got depressed, of course, the whole Sayuri committing Sudoku thing, it messed me up. So I actually originally started to mod my own resolution to the game, but while going through it, my friend, and I'll give a shout out to him, some loser, Somalia, he actually recommended a visual novel to me, and it is called The Fruit of Grisaya, or Grisaya no Kujitsu. And I started playing it. I fell in love with the main character. I fell in love with the story scenes and everything. And at the same time, I was still developing a mod that was known as Doki Doki Literature Club Chapter 2. It's supposed to be a sequel to the main game. And as I was playing more and more Fruit of Grisaya, I was like, I wonder what happened if we had an MC that was like this guy in the community, in a Doki Doki Literature Club universe. So I decided I'm gonna go ahead and make this. The original title of the Fruits of Literature Club was supposed to be Doki Doki the Four Hearts, because 4 sweets in a card. You got the diamond, heart, spade, and club, and 4 hearts, obviously, according to the Doki Doki cultural of, that's the Japanese translation of heart, or heart beating.
Yeah. Well,
But
I'm glad you didn't keep with that, because there are too many mods out there that have Doki Doki still in the title.
man, you don't know, like 90% of the mods are Doki Doki mod title.
That's what I'm like. I'm glad you didn't do that, because saying Fruits of the Literature Club is a nice fresh thing for me to type into the title too when I'm uploading the video, so I don't have to always type in Doki Doki or put that in the thumbnail or something.
I completely agree. It's something that I felt stood out more as a mod than just Doki Doki blank. You have, for example, if we're gonna talk about, I'm actually trying to think of a mod right now that does not start with Doki Doki, and nothing's coming to mind.
Sayori shoots up the Literature Club.
Sayori shoots up the Literature Club. Probably one of the only mods out there that I can think of right now that doesn't start with Doki Doki.
Oh, We Are the Literature Club. That does not.
We
I
Are
was
the
just about to
Literature
say that.
Yeah, We Are the Literature Club didn't do it.
Is it Doki Doki Love and Literature, or just Love and Literature?
It's Doki Doki Love and Literature, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
That's what I've been putting, so I think that's what it is, but I don't know, I could be wrong. I've just been, because I think the title screen still has Doki Doki there, so yeah, I think it is.
Okay, so then technically it's still canon to the title.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fruits of Literature Club, I felt it definitely brought out more to the actual mod itself and where it originated from. And that is why the writing, the developing, the art, all that, it all helps me with my own depression. So not only do I enjoy making the Fruits of Literature Club that everybody else likes, I enjoy it because it's something I personally enjoy to make. I look at it after I'm done and I'm like, I can't believe I did all this. It's helped me in more ways than I can ever, express in words.
She's not only helping us, it's also helping you. Fruits is helping everyone.
For now.
For now. Until it makes people sad, but then it's not helping anyone. Alright, now we have question 2. Which route was your favorite to write?
Okay, now this is a very difficult question to answer
We're
because
making you pick favorites.
you're making me pick favorites. I love each of the Dokis, and granted, although Yuri is probably the most least liked Doki out of all of them,
Evil, how dare you?
I still feel she deserves a damn good fruit.
She does.
She does. But if we're gonna, it's a rock paper scissors match between Natsuki and Monica, because Natsuki's route has probably one of the most well thought out and most WTF moment twists and just ending you could ever imagine. When Monika's route goes into more of who our main character really does, like who he is and what he really does, and just what I have planned for it is why I love it so much. There's a reason why I'm saying do not play the end of Monika's route without eating anything, because I want you to experience it in full emotions, dude.
Don't worry, I'll make sure to starve myself, guys.
I'll be on your ass about that, Zero.
About not eating? Don't eat!
Yeah. Don't eat today.
What
Really
did
born.
eat today?
So, if it came down to it, I feel like my answer
Yes, Sayori.
Sayori, Cinnamon Bun deserves a good route. Both Yuri and Sayori do. But if I had to pick between my favorites, it would be Natsuki and Monika. I'd say they're my favorites in two different ways. One way in the terms of feelings, and another way in the terms of what exactly would our main character do in that situation. So I'd say they both are, but if I had to pick an absolute favorite, I'd have to go with probably Natsuki.
Well, isn't it just convenient that it's both of the routes that we are not, it's both the routes that we are actually recording and not streaming, unlike Sayori and Yuri who are getting streamed.
Hey, no matter what, those streams people still love, and
True.
I'm when I write fruits, I'm like, I wonder how Zero and Monika are gonna react to this, and same with others, because there is a lot that happens in chapter 4.
My God.
Boy, you ready to cry, Monika? Baby.
I am. I've sat here and thought about, like, I'm gonna watch this and I'm going to cry. That's just how it's gonna be.
Zero, if you cry
I
during
will.
chapter 4, and this whole time you put on a big strong guy act, if you cry during my mod at all, I'm never letting you live it down, but it's be for a good reason.
Oh, I mean, it's understandable. No one's apparently let it down when I cried during Exit Music, even though I've said I like certain mods more than Exit Music. They're like, yeah, but you cried at Exit Music. And it's like, that doesn't
You
mean
were
I like
saying
it
that-
more.
Yeah, you were saying that you teared up, it wasn't crying.
Yeah, it wasn't crying. People were saying I cried. I teared up. It's like I didn't even cry. And also, since I didn't eat anything, my voice was breaking because it was dry as fuck.
Sure, I get you, man.
I didn't eat food. I need food. Food is my power.
And one thing, I want to give a big shout out to Natsuki, our own Natsuki here, who makes my music and knows a lot about it. She wants me to say hi to everybody. So, hi everybody. From our
Natsuki
one
in
and
the
only
comments?
Natsuki. The Natsuki in the comments, the Natsuki in Zero server. Your
Our admin?
Natsuki. She says hi. Yep, she does.
Oh, there you go. Well, I'm glad she got her shout out. I'm pretty sure she got a shout out like in my fucking one of the London Literature episodes. She got a shout out, I think. Recently, I don't remember which one. 'Cause I remember she put
It was
waves.
the last one, I think.
Was it?
I think so,
What
yeah.
was the one before that one?
It was one of the two.
I don't know. I don't know what's happening with London Literature. Anyway, question 3: which route was the hardest to write? Like, which one gave you the most trouble?
In terms of sprite development, I'm gonna have to say possibly Natsuki. In terms of actual depth in the story, Monika. And in terms of emotional distress, definitely gonna have to go with it's an equal match between Sayori and Yuri, because
Oh my god.
in the end of chapter 3, obviously spoiler alert for everybody if you haven't
Oh, yeah.
seen
If you
chapter
haven't
3's
seen
ending.
chapter 3, go. If you haven't seen Fruits of the Literature Club, I don't know why you're watching this interview. Please go watch it first and then come back.
Watch it, play it, do something, because I'm about to
Yeah.
spoil something for both Sayori and Yuri's roots.
Yeah.
In chapter 4, or in chapter 3, more so, at the end of it, Sayori gets kidnapped and something happens to Yuri and she's no longer there. Blood is known, and that's it. So, going off of those two routes, it's a lot different than the ending of Natsuki's route, where you go into the hospital room with her father and Monika. Monica's route, nobody knows what happens because just a drive-by shooting happens. So nobody knows what happens to that. And as you can tell, it's a Natsuki got the short end of the stick when it comes to the cliffhangers, but she really didn't when you actually realize what happens in the long run. But the hardest route to actually write for, I am going to say it's going to be Monica because of how exactly vast I plan to have her route be.
Monica's route really be out here. Monica fans gonna be really gonna be liking this mod. Monica,
Huh?
how do you feel about Monica route? Because you keep wanting me to do Monica route first.
I want to do it first when chapter 4 comes out. I really want to see what happens. Hers is the most interesting to me. And that's not even because she's my favorite girl. It's literally because it's just the most interesting out of all of them.
I kind of feel like too, because a lot of people want to see Monica, what happens to Monica and MC during the shooting, and also a lot of people want to see exactly what happens with Yuri and Sari, but I can kind of get their perceptions of it because Sari and Yuri, what happened already happened. What's going on with Monica is right then and there.
Yeah, it's like happening right now, and it's like we're not going to be able to see what happens like 2 seconds after that until much later.
Oh yeah.
That's just how it works. You won't be able to see. Everyone is in a cliffhanger. It's definitely, I like how all 4 of the cliffhangers are definitely one of those things where you're like, shit, what the fuck just happened?
That's one of the big things is, I actually wanted to do the cliffhanger. I could have done it much worse, but I actually worked with, my proofreader. Her name is What the Fuck Just Licked Me / Monica, and somebody I actually work with, in real life. I was talking to them about how I could possibly end the chapter to be more, like, there is a lot more happening than anyone could expect. And I kind of decided, doing the whole kidnapping and the Yuri going missing, Natsuki finally meeting her father, knowing who our main character is and how her father is, and the Monica drive-by scene, it's going to leave the reader wanting more and understanding, wow, this actually is going to go to that level I never thought it would.
So now, we have the most important question. Question 4. Is MC Batman?
Oh, okay, so this is going to be a hard question to answer, but I know what Monica is going to say. I know what you're going to say, Zero. I know what the audience is going to say.
I mean, we all know the truth here, Eagle. We just have to hear from you. Monica's a non-believer.
Before I answer that question, a little bit of backstory information. When we first came up with the Batman theory, Monica was so for it, but then almost in like a video later, she was so sick of it.
I was like done with it. It was like a one-time thing, and then he said it again, and I'm like, what the fuck? And now it's just like, no.
You said you wanted to say the joke, though. You said we went back to the origin of it. You said, after I said, is he Batman? You're like, I was going to say that. So now imagine if you were the first one to say that, and you started all of it.
That'd be scary. I'd be like, I just created something big.
And then you hate it.
And you didn't create Zero. You didn't create something big because now if somebody doesn't know what Fruits of the Literature Club is, all you have to say is the Batman mod. They know immediately.
Until someone makes Batman joins the literature club.
People, I've actually been told in DMs that someone wants to make something along the lines of that. They know what the Batman theory is. He goes, hey, Eagle, I want to make a Batman mod. They need to give me some tips. Literally DMing me, asking me how to make a mod and how to make, Batman mods. And I'm like, literally, man, creating the mod that which I have is not easy because, one, main character, we all know he's a douchebag, but he is a good douchebag. It's hard for good douchebags. I love him.
Lovable
Yeah.
douchebag.
He's a lovable douchebag. And I actually put a lot of my own character into him, as well as the influence for the main character for the Messiah. So a lot of the times he'll have dialect and he'll say things that I would think or say at the same time. I am not Batman, so I have to crush people's hearts. Our main character is not Batman, however, he is gonna be known as Bad MC.
He may not be Batman, folks, but he can be Bad MC.
He can be Bad MC. I do think, though, that when Fruits is done, no one's gonna think of main characters. Like, they're not gonna be able to class our main character. I guarantee it.
He'll be known as Bad MC. Even if you give us a real name, he's Bad MC.
Aye, Captain.
Okay, now, question number 5. It's kind of an interesting one. Are there story details that you've put into the chapter so far that you haven't seen anybody find yet?
Absolutely. There's about 3. For chapter 4, even back into chapter 1 and 2, there are still story elements I have not seen people bring up. Now, for example, I'll give a shout out to my playtester Inigo Montoya, who's also in Zero Server. He actually went in and tried to detail as much as he could about what he noticed. He still missed some things. And I don't know if I should say them or I should wait, because they, of course, are pertinent to the story, but these 3 points that no one has gone around to finding yet are interesting, because you're not going to think much of it at first, actually understand or read into it that much, but they really are pertinent to the story. And a big thing in Fruits is, if I put something in, it means something in some way, shape, or form.
That old man from chapter 1 who gave me a ride. He's
Oh,
not
yeah,
my father.
I wouldn't say that, but he does serve a purpose.
I knew it! Fucking old man, I knew he had something!
Jeff knows his stuff, man.
He's gonna come in and save us. We're gonna be in a tight situation. Jeff's gonna come in and shoot the person in the back. We're gonna be like, Jeff! He's gonna be like, I'm always here, kid.
I'm always here, kid.
It was my day before retirement. And then he gets shot. It's like, Jeff, no!
Jeff, no!
He was one day before retirement.
It was one day before retirement.
As always. So now you hear of that, folks. Go back to chapters 1, 2, and 3 and try to get as much details as you can. You're on a scavenger hunt now. And if you find something, go join the Fruits Allergic Club Discord server. Tell you.
I will tell you if you get it right. I'll let you know that.
There you go. I'll put the link to the Fruits Discord in the description. You guys can go join that. Get some fruit knowledge. For all the people who also keep asking me if when's Fruits coming out, when's the next chapter coming out, to go join the Discord. That's where all the Fruits news is.
Yeah, agreed.
Jeez, I don't make the mod. Alright, so now, here's question 6. It might be spoilery, but it kind of isn't at the same time. And that is, in Monica's route, is MC wearing a bulletproof vest?
Good question. Yes, it is considered a spoiler, but not much to where it would ruin the story. And, of course, if you guys don't want to hear the answer to this question, big spoiler alert, I'll give y'all about 5 seconds before I answer it, because it is a spoiler. MC is not wearing a bulletproof vest at the end of Monica Chapter 3.
Yeah, fucking know it. Because
Yeah,
so
I
many
thought
people
so.
were saying that in the comments. They're like, no, man, he was wearing a bulletproof vest. He's fine. It's like, where the fuck did you think he was wearing that? Why? He walks around in a bulletproof vest?
Granted, in Azuki's room, during the flashback you see, she notes that you're not wearing and she's referring to his bulletproof vest. He didn't see anything happening. Main character, granted, he was at one point protecting somebody of importance. He's just with Monica at this point. He wouldn't have any reason to have a bulletproof vest on.
He was caught. He was ambushed.
Basically.
Yeah.
See, I knew it.
I thought so as
Now
well.
we just wonder how the fuck they
This is how it is.
The rest of the mod is just Monica's point of view and he's dead.
Yeah, it's Monica attending his funeral.
It's Monica becoming him. He protects his Yukos and saves his Yuki in his honor. Alright, someone go make that the mod spin-off. The first spin-off Monica round where Monica becomes the new Bat MC.
Now you know someone's gonna do it now, Zero.
I've said Batman joins the literature club a long time ago and I have not seen it yet, so I am waiting.
I mean, developing mods takes a long time, Zero.
How good is Batman joins the literature club going to be? I thought it'd be like a shitboat. Are they getting actual writers?
Coding in general takes a long time, Zero.
He's getting seasoned.
I made you a 5-minute mod. It took me the entire day to code it.
I made you a 12-day mod of Batman joins the literature club.
So fleshed out.
Custom
Written
music.
well. CG's music.
I want that now.
Oh my god.
Alright, now we have question number 7. Whose route do you think will be the darkest in chapter 4?
Okay, that's a good question.
This is what you think. So this technically isn't really a spoiler because this is what Eagle thinks. Everyone's got
Yeah.
different opinions, so like
So-
here's what he thinks will be the darkest.
Darkest route, I'm gonna say, will either be Yuri's or Monica's.
See, I knew it was gonna be fucking Yuri. Yuri's fucking crazy.
Yuri, I keep a lot of the girls' attributes. Yuri still does cut, as noted in chapter 3. Zari is still depressed, as noted in chapter 3. And Monica has a lot of problems going on by the end of chapter 4. I mean, by the end of chapter 3. She's got a lot of problems, but if I had to pick, it's between Yuri and Monica in terms of darkness, but for different ways.
Oh my god.
I knew it was gonna be Yuri, and then there's just this Monica route is sounding like the ultimate route over here.
Yeah.
The Monica route sounds like a really big selling point. It's got everything.
Zero. Can we do the Monica route first, please?
I said I'm making a poll.
Why?
Just have to let it's a democracy. This channel's a democracy.
They're all gonna pick Natsuki.
Hey, to be fair, at one point when the twin realities thing, where I was saying who should we go for, Monica or Natsuki, it was neck and neck. Once it got to even 1,000 votes, it was still neck and neck between those two. So I was really surprised. I think it's not even just all Natsuki fans at this point.
That was a fluke.
We will see when the poll comes in.
I feel like a lot of people, seeing Monica's cliffhanger definitely affected them.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like he has a chance.
I have many different angry DMs of people going, "Why did you do that, you asshole?"
It's okay, Eagle. We only send you angry DMs because you cliffhanger. You give us cliffhangers. But it's okay,
I
they're
love
they
doing
come out of love.
They do. They do. Also, in terms of getting people like ready for what I have to do.
If people aren't mad at your cliffhangers, then is it really a good cliffhanger? Because then that means they're not really looking forward to what happens next. You think about it like that. If someone's like, "Hey, fuck you for your cliffhanger," that means they're really excited to see what happens next. And you're like, thanks!
Oh yeah.
See, it's nice. Alright, so, question 8. What's your favorite DDLC mod?
My favorite DDLC mod. That is going to be a hard question because a lot of other modders kind of agree. We don't play any other DDLC mods because a lot of times some of us mod for things that we want to see. And honestly, though, I have been watching Zero since he started YouTube because he's a homie. I'd say my favorite DDLC mod. That's a hard question.
All the modders are sitting there like, whoa, mods.
They are. In terms of mods that are not released, I have not been given early access or previews to because I've been given a lot of access to a lot of mods that are coming out. In terms of already released and finished mods, I am gonna say that so far, this is difficult. Rain Cloud Relapse, but I do like the way Relapse goes. If anything, I'd say the closest to my favorite mod would probably be... This is a truly hard question because I'm trying to think of one of my best girls. I'm trying to think of which mod I actually enjoyed playing or watching the most. I'd say it's between Rain Clouds or Art Time slash Exit Music.
Monica's like, hard time.
And the reason why I say Art Time is because I did speak with Soviet Spartan a lot. He actually was one of the people that helped me get involved with Blender and other stuff to help me create backgrounds. And Art Time just, it may not have the most interesting approach as other DDLC mods, but the amount of effort that was put into it, you can definitely tell that it was cared about as a project.
Oh, yeah,
He created new menus, he drew all the art himself, the backgrounds himself. Soviet Spartan did an amazing job, and I respect the amount of effort that a modder puts into their work.
Yeah, the art in Art Time. That is top notch. Like that.
It's like it looks exactly the same as other regular art, and I'm just like, oh my god.
He put a lot of work. That's why so many people are so sad when like they might not be getting continued. And I'm like, yeah, like shit, that mod.
Like
really
me,
good.
I'm really fucking depressed about it.
It probably would have been the best Monica mod, to be fair.
It would have, guaranteed.
Like, it kept all the characters, well, the little that you talk to, considering it's just like what? I mean, no, you do talk to them when they go to the club. So, yeah, all the characters are very much like they're written all the same way they were in the game. All the characters act the same. Monica acts very charming and sweet. She's very nice to be around. It's Monica Girlfriend Simulator, but not After Story. It's After Story, but with a story.
Basically zero.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's After Story, but with more actual, like, stuff you can do instead of just sitting in the room forever. It was nice. It was nice and wholesome. It's a nice thing to play if you just played a sad mod.
Yeah, you can respect that about mods that... and I'll kind of give a little, like, a little insight. So, the Friedrich Messiah, the mod that my mod is based off of, or the visual novel that my mod is based off of, does have a lot of very lewd scenes in it. And granted, they do help the story. I do not plan to put detailed lewd scenes inside of Fruits. If anything, if any, it would be referenced in the diminished quality of, like, quote, not canon, quote, I get out of bed, and then Zero is right next to me. Something like that. Not super detailed.
So
it just kind of, like, you can kind of understand, hey, something happened.
Yeah, it's implied sex. It's sort of like...
Implied sex, yeah, there you go.
Like they had sex, but they're not going to be like, you know, I'm not going to give an example. But yeah, we're not going to. It's just they wake up and you're just like, oh, Natsuki's next to me naked, and it's like, okay, well, yeah. They
Yeah,
had
I'm
sex.
not about to write detailed sex scenes, guys.
This isn't a porno. You want to?
Not a porno.
Want to go read your hentai? Wait for the Choky Literature Club.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I forgot that was a thing.
I'm recording it.
Wait, you're serious? That's an actual thing?
It's
Yes,
okay.
that's
So
a real thing
the
that we found
Discord
out a while ago.
the Discord got privated because I think it's either on hiatus or they're working on it in private because they don't really have a lot to show people. But yes, there is a mod being made. I'm pretty sure it's about all of the girls have like a fetish, and it's just a very lewd mod where you get to choose who you want to go with.
My god.
And it's called the Choky Literature Club.
That's
I'm like,
amazing.
and I'm just like, I'm gonna play this mod, I'm gonna record it, and I don't care if I get demonetized.
You're gonna get banned from YouTube.
No, I won't. Okay, it's not gonna, unless they show like a very, like very graphic CG, I think I'm fine.
I mean, if just in case, do you know how to blur stuff?
True.
Yeah, I can figure it out.
Just put a black bar over it, I guess.
Yeah, if I need to, I'll figure it out. I didn't put a black bar over Nazi's tits and Summer Hope. I mean, granted, that video is now demonetized. But,
You got demonetized twice.
you know, maybe
Yeah.
if Urban didn't have so many tit scenes of Natsuki. Not out
If you
here
just,
playing.
I don't know, blurt it.
Maybe if YouTube's system wasn't broken, don't allow tits, but then they can allow Natsuki hanging herself in exit music. Totally fine. Kid friendly.
Completely.
And how many mods had Sayori hanging, never got demonetized? Question 9. Did you expect fruits to become as popular as it did?
Absolutely not. Now, Zero doesn't believe this, but the reason I feel Fruits is so popular today is because of him recording it. Now, nobody gave a flying fuck about what my mod was until he started to record it and how the whole Batman joke started. Nobody gave a shit about what Fruits was. But when he started playing and people started to actually gain interest, that's when I was like, wow. Like, I mean, my mod server itself has about a couple hundred people in it, and yeah, I never expected it to ever get that big. So no, I yeah, it's gotten big. Now we don't have many people who talk, but this is the amount of people who like the mod and have paid enough attention to come join it. But
Yeah,
I never expected Fruits to get this big.
I still think your mod would have picked up on it, so someone would have found it on the Reddit, maybe.
Yeah, Zero Summy goes, even if I didn't record it, I felt like someone would pick up on his own accord, but I'm like, really?
But I feel like even so, you like boosted it up way early. If that were to happen.
I mean, I will say, yes, obviously, I did have an impact. I'm not going to sit here and act like I didn't do anything, but I still feel like it would have gotten pretty big, you know, if I didn't play it.
I appreciate that, Zero, a lot.
It's a good mod. People would have found it and been like, oh, this is pretty good, and they'll share it with people in their Discords and be like, you want to play a good... So then, because you know how many people you see on the Reddit who are like, looking for a good this mod, looking for a good mod to play. So like most people would have been saying like, hey, fruits, or stuff like that. I feel like it would have slowly gotten there. I think, yeah, it just quickened the process of anything.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. I mean, I nominated it for DDLC mods, for the categories for their Mod of the Year awards. I nominated it for, I think I nominated it for Mod of the Year, and then I nominated it for, I think, Best of All routes. I think that's what I nominated it for, yeah. Best of All, so the Best of All. They have the best mod that covers all the girls.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it so much. You have no idea.
No problem. It's my Mod of the Year. Maybe it's not their mod. Maybe if it doesn't win Mod of the Year for them, they know it's fine. But it's my Mod of the Year.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you, guys.
Zero Mod Awards. Coming never. Don't ask.
Coming never.
It's like when people ask me, Zero, what's your favorite mod list? And I'm like, if I make that list, you know how many creators are going to like come at me and be like, Zero, why didn't you put mine on there? And I'll be like, hey, too many.
You're just going to be fucking
too many.
The choice-based people are going to attack me. They're going to be like, guys, it's been like a year almost. I haven't played choice-based in a while. I think that's still being made. Oh, I should play that when it comes out full release. Oh, that'd be such a throwback.
It'd be such a throwback, you would.
Because, like, Jesus Christ, that was like the second mod I played? No, the third one, because Just Not was the second.
Wait, what?
Doki Doki Choice-based. That was like the third mod I played on my channel.
I've never heard of that.
It was basically vanilla DDLC, but with more choices. That changes the story.
Okay.
That's basically what the title says.
Yeah.
Okay. There was a lot of... The guy, I think, told me there was more than, like, 20 outcomes that you could get.
Cool.
And I was like, I see. And I was only in the demo, I think, and I didn't really even explore that much in the demo, but yeah, that was crazy.
Oh my god.
That was a long time ago, though. I don't recommend going back to watch those videos. That was old Zero. That was when I was alone and I didn't really do the voices really well, so yeah, don't watch those.
You watch them because you'll see how much he develops.
I want to go back and watch old Zero just to see, because I haven't really seen you, like old
Good.
you.
He stays
I'm gonna go back.
We keep him in the closet. We don't let him out.
Ever since I came, you stuffed him in the closet.
Exactly. Ever since I started doing the voices, he went away. Now we're back to the story question. Question number 10. Is Monica self-aware in Fruits?
She is not.
Oh.
Okay.
So she's got
I can answer that. I understand there has been some stipulation with her poems in Fruits.
Mm-hmm.
Like there is a
Daigo!
fame because It wasn't just Daigo that asked it. It was a lot of other people. Even Spaghetto at one point asked me, is she self-aware? Because of the poems.
See, that's what I thought.
I wanted to keep it. I wanted to keep the girls as close as I can to their meta selves. Only with the thing is, Monica, if she's self-aware in fruits, it just wouldn't work out for the story. So I kept her poem the same because her poem actually does have some meaning outside of the fact that she has an epiphany that she's self-aware. The whole save me, load me thing, and the whole hole in the wall. They all have other significance that I kept in for her own character.
That's smart. Eagle had this plan. Oh no! We all thought it was a problem. We all thought it was an error. We were wrong. We were errored.
We were
wrong, guys. Whoa. We're looking into the future for this question. Do you have any plans for future projects after Fruits?
Yes, I do. So, I have made it kind of inferred, kind of not inferred, whether or not I plan on making a Fruits sequel.
Fruits 2.
If anything, it would be called the Absolution Literature Club or something along the lines of what could fit with what I have planned of the story. I do plan on working on future projects. There are one or two things I could do: the sequel to Fruits, or I actually plan on making a horror-based mod that would touch back to DDLC's original psychological horror roots. Where, of course, you experience the files being messed up, character files being changed, files being manipulated in something different that I think could be useful if brought to the challenge. But that's if I decide to go that route, or if I decide to create Fruits 2, then go to it. But yes, I do have a project plan after Fruits is completely done.
Yeah, cause damn, what was the last mod I think I played that actually went back to the roots of fucking with the files in the game not really going right. I think it was Salvation.
Actually, I don't even think Salvation did. I think the most recent one was not Love and Literature, Behind Closed Doors, because didn't that one also manipulate the files?
It did. It manipulated. It kind of did. It did it with the character files. Like it deleted Natsuki. That's kind of how it. Oh yeah, and you did have to go into the game to get a hint to get a password. So that was kind of cool. So yeah, it did kind of do that. Salvation kind of. Well, Salvation didn't mess with the files. Salvation made it that Monica was trying to mess with the game though, and it gave you like scary imagery of Monica fucking around with the game, and you're like, hey, stop it. That's what I was basically going back to. But yeah.
So, which mod was that had Wallace in it?
The festival. That's a classic.
The festival. That one. That one I also felt. It did use the files. That's the one I actually went. It did. Yeah. And it did a great job at it. They really did. So I recognize that mod for using the files.
Yeah, and not even just that, yeah, it also did it where if you tried to pick up spoilers for the festival if you haven't played it, but if you picked like Natsuki, then you would just start seeing how if you check the character files, Natsuki wasn't there anymore, and you're just like, wait, what? And you just notice that she's not in the poem minigame. Everyone's kind of like wondering where she is, and you're like, what the fuck is happening? And then when they spawn her in, Wallace spawns her in later to try to distract you and wants you to fuck her. They bring back her character file, but it only has like it's only like a 1 kilobyte file. So it's like it has like no size to it. So you can tell it's kind of weird and fucked up. So I thought that was really cool. And then you have to like either delete, and then you have to like, the true ending was weird because you had to like get Wallace, you had to like delete him or move him before something happened. The festival was cool with that. It was convoluted but cool.
True ending definitely was. I give a lot of props to the developers for that.
Also made me hate. Also gave us a reason to hate the old MC sprite.
yeah, that's why the whole Wallace thing came up.
They really had to make a new MC sprite because everyone's kept feeling, why's Wallace in this mod? Get him out of here! Rain Cloud actually has Wallace. That's why I don't want to play again. He's in that mod. I don't know what you guys are talking about. He's on the title screen. Do you not see him?
He's gonna fuck everything up.
Yeah, I don't want to play Rain Cloud. Wallace is there. No, thank you. Alright, question 12. Why is this... Oh, this is a question I think from other people. Why is the story told in 4 different ways? Why is the story told in 4 different ways for each character?
That's a very great question. I'm really glad somebody asked that because, one, I feel like if you switch perspectives, one, it helps with development costs. two, it gives you a kind of insight on what that character is feeling or what they experience, because of course our main character is not the normal guy. He's somebody completely different. He's not somebody that, for example, made an MC would have to deal with. The mindset's completely different. So I feel like switching the point of views and perspectives during necessary times can definitely add to the story. And it kind of gives you, for example, what Natsuki's feeling during the time with, you know, when MC walks into the hospital room, or what Monica is feeling moments before the whole shooting thing, or what Sayori is feeling when she finally gets main character to be her boyfriend, all that stuff. So it kind of gives a little bit more feeling and depth to the characters, as well as it helps progress development.
And it gives people a reason to play drunk, not just play one.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. And that's the big thing, is not a lot of people know this, I've said it many times, each route is different. It's like you're playing a different visual novel for each route, but with the same main character that I've developed, as well as Cyrus' route will contain information regarding main character, his trust, and his guardian. Actually, Yuri will contain more of the aspect of MC's own personal battles with himself. Natsuki will be about his father, and Monika's job will contain information about his job and who he is and what he's done and his past relationships. Because each route, if you want to know more about our main character, you gotta play each route, because each route will contain information about it, and you can kind of see what he does in a bunch of different situations.
Play them all and put it all together and be like, that's what this is. And it's a unique way to actually do that with your mods, because yeah, it does make people like, well shit, now I have to play, because that's what I had to do. Like, well shit, now I have to play Sayori and Yuri's route, even though I never intended on playing their routes. And to be fair, I ended up enjoying their routes actually. They were pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't regret playing them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but by having information in there, it's what motivated me to go and play their routes. Not like other mods where Sayori and Yuri's route could be totally fine, but I have no motivation to want to go through them, because I'm just like, they're not really my favorite characters.
Yeah, I can understand that. And I've actually been able to change people's thoughts of other dokis. Spaghetto hated Monica. So you start playing, Monica is now his second favorite best girl. Because of just fruits. And that's a big thing, is a lot of people didn't understand this, is the dynamic between Monica and main character is flipped. In the meta game and other mods, Monica is the superior one. She's the one who has the main character wrapped around her finger. It's different here. Our main character doesn't play those games. He actually has Monica wrapped around his finger. She's the one that gets flustered. She's the one that has the trouble.
Even though sometimes I do like it, because sometimes he does have her around. He is like the one in control a lot of the time, but sometimes she's able to get back sometimes. Like, for example, out of all of them, I noticed that she did make him fluster. Out of none of the other girls didn't do that. Like, at one point he was like, am I flustered right now? When, like, she was able to get him to be flustered. So it's like, I do like it, yeah, like you said, it's like, to me, it's like, it feels like they're kind of going back and forth with who's in control.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the big thing I loved writing, because as I was writing, I'm like, I originally didn't intend to turn out as Monica being so submissive with the main character in terms of, like, them, like, who has who wrapped around who. I actually started developing it, I'm like, I like this dynamic, because it makes Monica seem like she's an actual girl. Like, she just doesn't have every guy in the world lusting after her, wanting to be with her. She's actually just a normal girl who's like, wow, I'm actually attracted to somebody, but I don't know what to do. Like an actual person.
Like, she has a crush, and she's like, oh no, I don't want to look
Так, я отойду на пару минут. Нет,
so, like, she gets
не
embarrassed
теряйте.
when her friends are talking to her in front of them and stuff. And, and her friends are just a bunch of gossip fucking bitches.
Oh, dude, you have no idea. I mean, I was originally planning on making them much worse, but like, during the festival, I was like, if I kept going the way I was going, I was like, it's gonna be too much. So I dialed it back a bit. And same thing when, of course, spoiler alert for Monica, when Monica and MC become boyfriend and girlfriend, Molly's like, well, Where to dating, I plan to have it go much further, but ultimately, main character realizing what he has to do to make Monica happy was more important to the story.
Yeah. The girl's happiness is the priority. He's a good man already. He's already learning how to control his Monica. I know how to control mine. Sit, Monica, sit.
What?
I said sit!
I'm already sitting down.
Oh, see, she's already learning. See, I've already tempered my Monica.
Already got it. He's a mad lad, guys.
I'm already a god.
He's already a guy.
I'm the club president now.
No, you're not.
Okay. Well,
Monica takes dominant position again.
You can't take that role from me.
okay, well, there goes my hopes and dreams. Zero's Literature Club will be another day. But now, it is time for question 13. What motivates you to write?
It's kind of like an answer to why I started modding Fruits of the Literature Club. It's one, it helps me with a lot of the stuff I have to deal with in real life. It definitely helps with stress and depression because I get to put out my emotions onto quote paper and kind of see how I want to deal with them and a bunch of other things. And it just kind of helps me get my own emotions out and just helps calm me down. And the fact that a lot of people love reading my own work, which I never thought would happen, it helps me even more. So I enjoy writing it because it does help me in more ways than one. It keeps me confident, keeps me focused, keeps me busy, and keeps me thinking. Because if you're just sitting down doing nothing all day, not really having any purpose or not really doing anything, like you sit down and stare at a TV all day, there's no progression, there's no actual positive there. That's why I like writing, because one, every single day that I write, I get better. I learn more about the English language, I learn more about how we can make our writing better, and I learn more about how you can manipulate another person's emotions through just words on a piece of paper. There are many books I've read that where just a couple sentences have already made me like, oh my god, I may cry. And I kind of want to be able to replicate that effect and put it into this, which is something I can work on right now, which is a Doki Doki mod.
I was about to talk about that. I'm like, yeah, I kind of figured the answer was gonna go back to where we said, what was the question?
It was why'd you start writing for Solar Club?
Yeah, I knew it was gonna come back to the answer of that one, but yeah, it's good to be able to write down. Like I said, it's nice that it's helping you out, and we're enjoying what you put out. Yeah. Good.
I appreciate you guys so much. Like, not just Zero and Monica, but to everybody. I really do appreciate it all.
But now we ruined most of the time. Question 14. Will Kagan show up again?
Now, this is one of those questions where I will answer it because it's been asked, regardless of spoilers. Yes, Kagan will show up again. I'm not saying which route. Because yes, he can show up in another route.
What if he shows up in one he hasn't played? Everyone's thinking Sayori, but what if he shows up in like one unexpected? What if he just like shows up in fucking Nazis? What if he's with Nazis while he works for him? Megan.
Never know.
Like how Guido is being quiet. Oh.
I'm not answering those questions. I'm not giving my reactions because, granted, Zero, you have a habit of calling things, but there are some things that even if you did call it, I'm not going to say anything because, yes, Kagan does show up again. Which route? I'm not going to say.
I have a feeling, like I said, I'm on team that he shows up in Sayori's just because he was perving on Sayori. So I feel like him showing up in Sayori's makes a lot more sense. But again, I could be surprised. Who knows? That's my hero prediction. Let's see if I can win again. If I do, then I'm going for the lottery.
Alright.
Alright. And the last question. Question 15. And this one was recently added from one of our conversations. told me to ask you this in the interview. What is the motto of the mod?
Awesome, I've been waiting for this. So, it's more in line of the actual title, and as well as R.O. Natsuki actually gave me the suggestion of it. The motto of the Fruits Electrical is, the seeds of our future are sown in his past.
Okay. At first I was like, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh.
Makes sense when you think about it, yeah.
That makes sense, because yeah, their future, in his past, we're trying to learn about his past, and we're basically trying to see what happens to them in their future right now, technically. So yeah, that makes sense. Because all of this is basically happening mostly because of him and what happened to him in his past. His past is coming up, and is basically affecting what's happening to these girls.
Exactly. So, it's all up to our main character now at this point.
Oh, that's a good motto. Damn. See guys? Get your mods to have mottos. All mod creators out there, get a motto for your mod. Go, now, chop chop. When I read your mod, I better know there's a motto. There's a motto right there. Anyway, Monica,
Right there on the screen.
Monica, do you have any questions?
I do not.
Wow, not prepared. I come in with 15, you come in with no. I can't believe this. Last time I worked with
I forewarned you. I told you.
I know. Oh, Monica. This is why I work with folks.
Sure you were.
Then how about this? Monica, which route is your favorite?
Monica's.
Monica's. Okay, 0. Yours.
Okay, well that's hard between Natsuki and Monica. Because I have to think about this, so gotta break it down. So Natsuki, I like Natsuki's route because Natsuki, I'll tell you this, I don't think I actually told you this. I forgot which chapter it was. It was the one you're at the festival with Natsuki, and I think you're comforting her. That one was pretty sad. I think it was kinda probably could have got me if it continued a little more. Where you were at the festival with Natsuki and you were like trying to comfort her. That one almost had me.
Okay.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah, where you kind of learn, you overhear the girls talking about how Natsuki was looking under the vending machines for change, and she kind of explains that her father doesn't feed her.
Yeah.
That I can understand. That is a sad, that when I was writing it, it made me tear up because, once again, there's a lot of myself put into this mod that in each route that nobody's really going to see but actually affects me personally. But Natsuki's route is going to be very sad at times. Chapter 4, I know for a fact people are going to love, but also kind of look at me and like,
How could you
why?
Why did you
Yeah.
I'm fully prepared to just bawl my eyes out when I fucking see this.
Because yeah, that was also Tom and just like, kids are fucking dicks, man. Just fucking
are.
making fun of her for looking under the vending machine. Fucking, like, see if she needs help. Like, what the fuck?
That's the thing is because that's the thing is normally since we're more mature and we're more adult-like, we can be like, okay, well maybe that person needs help. Back in high school, those people really don't think of much. It's like, oh, well, she's probably a whore, or she probably starves herself and all that.
There's probably more to the story.
There is more to the story, but they don't care. That's what I try to envision with bullies in DDLC and Fruits.
Yeah, it's like because I mean, they're kind of like, I'm doing my own thing. I don't really need to be worrying about other people. But yeah, since we're older, we're like, okay, yeah, what the fuck? That person probably need help or something. Like,
Yeah,
that's not
and
normal.
like Sayuri's route, well, technically in generalized, Sayuri gets bullied by those girls in the locker room. That does happen. I've talked to a couple other people who I know who they've been in locker rooms and the other women have insulted the way they look or how big their breast size is and any stuff like that. That does happen, and I felt like it. Granted, it may not seem so applicable to Sayuri, but she's in a high school with a lot of other women, and a lot of women don't get together in large groups. They don't get along.
I could definitely see it. Also, I could see it happening to Sayori because she's such a sweetheart. You know, she won't say anything to me back, and she would just feel sad. Because I was waiting for MC to slap a bitch because of that. I was like, all right.
They're waiting for it.
MC's got to smack a bitch. No one messes with Sayori. I was waiting for that.
Remember Zero. Everything's put into Fruits for a reason.
That's right. He's gonna smack a bitch. It's gonna happen now. between Monica. So yeah, that was sad. Monica's, I liked like the dynamic between Monica and MC. That was one thing. That's the one plus for her out from a lot for me. I really liked that. Because like the cliffhanger for Monica's was definitely something that affected me more because I was more or less like, holy shit, what the fuck? Why did that just happen? And
Yeah.
Natsuki's was definitely like, I saw this coming, but I also didn't see it coming at the same time. But it's in the realm of possibility. Well, Monica's was not in the realm of possibility. I was like, well, what? When was that an option?
It was completely not in the realm of possibility at all. It was just like suddenly, and then that happened, and it was like, what the fuck?
I was taking a multiple choice test that had A, B, C, D, and then that answer was answer like F, and I was just like, what when did answer F even become a thing?
A, B, C, D, I pick E.
When was there an E?
Oh no!
The big thing I definitely enjoyed about Monica's cliffhanger, I had worked so hard just to come up with an idea like that, and I was like, you know what? That seems amazing to end the chapter off on. The way I did it, people were mad at me, but they also were like, I need to know what happens to her. And it definitely has helped draw people in, especially Monica. She's over here like, I want to know what happens. I want to know what happens.
I want to know what happened.
The thing that I've learned from
I
that
really
also,
do.
the thing I've learned from that is what most like media stuff, the gunshot cliffhanger is like the best cliffhanger to end it on because because so many things can happen when there's a gunshot because it's like, okay, did someone get shot? Did they miss? Was someone else shot? Like usually the someone else thing is like if multiple people had guns drawn and then you just hear like a shot or multiple shots and then you're just like, what the fuck happened? Because it's like someone getting shot, that's big. Someone's over. Someone's life is done. So it's
Someone's
like,
life is done, or someone's life has just become destroyed. Now, one thing I want to ask you, do you guys have any questions about what happened about the gunshot scene itself? Because I know you guys do.
I think the only one. Because like he says, there's not a lot of questions I can really ask. He says get down. So I'm saying he jumps in front of Monica, and I'm like, the bullet has to, because if the bullet goes through him, because someone in the comments was saying this, they're like, don't worry guys, you know, MC took the bullet, Monica's fine. But I'm like, depending on how fast that bullet's going, it could go through him and in her, depending on how close he is to her. It's like,
Now,
eventually you're 2 in 1.
It's a good thing you put that, because I actually forgot to mention this. So there's a little bonus information about fruits. Everything I have looked up, everything that is in fruits I've looked up. I've gotten to the point of actually researching specific weapon models, their functions, their features, and the weapons' personalities to put in. You will see more what I mean in Chapter 4, but a handgun. I actually was considering having them pull a full Tech 9, trying to kill Biggie Smalls Mac 10 type of
Okay,
thing.
if it was a Tech 9, MC and Monica are dead, okay?
A whole Tech 9 trying to kill a boy Biggie Smalls with a Mac 10 type of thing. But I was like, a handgun, it's more realistic, and it supports what I have planned even more. But I didn't just, if I put a specific weapon model in, for example, Chapter 3, the M9A1 Beretta handgun, there's a reason why that's in. I've had some people already start messaging me about it. Some are correct, some are not. There's a reason why I put in everything, guys.
Also, there's a reason why you would have them just say they pulled out a gun, as opposed to Chapter 3 where it gives an exact name, and you're like, why are you giving me a name? If you're giving me a name of this, I'm supposed to remember this specific gun.
Yep. Anything. If I put specification on an element that you're like, why would he normally say that? Probably something you should remember like any other game. You'll see more what I mean in Chapter 4. There's a lot of things that you're going to want to remember. And I'll make sure to like, hey, do you remember this? Do you remember this? I'll show it to you a lot in the mod. And you'll be like, okay, cool. But,
alright.
Yeah.
Guns. And MC lives, but Monica dies. And then Izuki, and that Monica route turns to Izuki route.
I actually saw something like that, and I was like, you know what? That would be a cool little thing, but a sudden, Monica's dead, and the main character gets up and is like, oh my god, and then he fucking leaves and goes to like protect Izuki, or maybe Izuki's not there anymore, maybe she's dead, or maybe he decides to just go live his own life. There's a lot of possibilities that I didn't do because I have a great plan for this. And yeah, and some people, the guy at my work, he goes, why don't you just make it to where she's dead, or maybe he's dead, and that's where the route ends. I'm like, that is such a middle finger to people.
Yeah, such a middle finger.
Granted, it'll be something you're like, well, I kind of saw it happening when it happened. I wouldn't have expected that so-and-so this happened, but there is more that happens to that scene, and it picks up right at the end of chapter 3.
That is good. And you know what? Everyone keeps sitting here thinking MC did something to protect Monica from dying. What if Monica protected MC after he said get down? What if she did something that saved both of them? What if she like tuck and rolled with MC, dodging the bullets?
She's like the chick from Matrix in
Yeah. She's just fucking, Monica's ready. I don't know what you guys know. She's club president. She has to have the reflexes. You gotta get shit done.
Requirements of club presidents, you have to dodge bullets.
Yeah, you have to be fast enough to dodge bullets. You gotta be ready when something happens. You gotta go. What's that? Sayori tripped? Zooming. You okay, Sayori?
It's like an anime scene where like the girl's slowly falling, but the guy's moving at 1,000 miles an hour, and he fucking catches her. I'm like, I got you.
You catch Sayori and the tea that Yuri was about to drop. Ooh. No spills on my literature club floor. That's the requirement. Class president.
Monica needs a reality breaking permit to fucking be a club president.
I mean, she can break reality if you're not playing DDLC.
I mean, in the way you've explained.
Some kind of noob. You ever play this visual novel called Toki Doki Literature Club? I heard it's a mod of Fruits of the Literature Club.
Did they put Monica from DDLC to Fruits of the Literature Club?
Yes, they did! Wait, you did the joke wrong!
Oh wait, no! I did it backwards!
What you said makes sense! Yes, they did!
Did they put listen, hang on. I'm fixing it. Did they put Monica from Fruits of the Literature Club in DDLC?
There you go. You did it.
You did it, Monica.
That didn't happen, okay?
Okay. You're your special little snowflake. You try your best. I heard they made the MC dumber in this mod. He's not loving literature dumb, though.
Привет, мистики. Да, сегодня у нас марафон, так сказать. Ну, я бы не сказал марафон. У нас 2 интервью. Один от разработчика плодов литературного клуба. Это первый момент. Сейчас вот мы его досматриваем, тут 5 минут остается контента. И дальше пойдет почти 3,5 часа интервью с разработчиком Salvation. Если еще успеем, то, скорее всего, еще посмотрим коротенькое. Там на минут 50 интервью от разработчиков Мир Греза. Все это на английском языке. Я уже причину говорил, но еще раз продублирую. Я бы мог сюда поставить Яндекс.Браузер в плане этого всего и включить перевод нейросети. Но, понимаешь, смешение языков. Я не хочу, чтобы у меня на стриме была смесь английского с русским нейросетевым переводом и так далее. Поэтому, если кому интересно, вы можете это все посмотреть сами. Я просто вот решил что-то такое, потому что у меня-то есть контент какой снимать, но я хочу его чуть-чуть притормозить, потому что у меня уже, ну, если честно, у меня как бы есть контент, который снимать, но он уже по факту заканчивается. Поэтому что-то решил такое хотя бы отснять, посмотреть, послушать. Вот, такие дела.
So a couple of things I want to say. So obviously, as of right now, February 7th at 1:30 in the morning, Natsuki's route is done, Yuri's route is done. I have started a Monica group. Starts off strong. I'm planning to have Fruits of Literature Club Chapter 4 play tested and hopefully done by it would be next Monday, which would be it would be either the 11th or the 18th. I'm hoping for the 11th because that way it's done. You guys can get it quicker because it's definitely been 2 months while I worked on the mod. Chapter 4 has been a lot more difficult to right than others because the whole thing about chapters 1, 2, and 3, they all have linked connections. Like, for example, the sleepover. That was something you experience on every route. That's something base. As soon as chapter 4 picks up, because of how drastically different, there's not going to be one thing you read from Sairi's route that you're going to read in Natsuki's, or Yuri's from Monika's, or Monika's from Sairi's. It's completely different from the get-go, which has been more difficult to write, but also it helps more in the fact that each route you take is like you're reading a new visual novel.
So this is when they actually truly diverse and there's literally none of the same scenes throughout any of them. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, and yeah, definitely.
Понятно. А мне вот интересно посмотреть интервью Доки-Доки Винджиленд. Потому что они, как вроде, обещали 4-ю главу закончить, а группа переводчиков перевести главу. Если она вообще выйдет. Ну, смотри. Демка 4-й главы Винджилайта еще вроде